Today our topic is why every Stoic kept a personal journal. The Stoics were ancient philosophers who believed in living a life of virtue, self-control, and wisdom. They were famous for their practical approach to life, focusing on what they could control and accepting what they could not. One of the most important tools they used to achieve this mindset was keeping a personal journal. You might wonder, why did they write so much? What was the purpose of their journals? The answer is simple. Writing helped them reflect, learn, and grow. In this speech, I will explain why journaling was so important to the Stoics and how it can help you in your own life. First, let's talk about reflection. The Stoics believed that life is full of challenges, and the only way to navigate them successfully is to understand yourself and the world around you. By writing in a journal, they could look back on their day and think about what happened. They asked themselves questions like, did I act with kindness today? Or did I let my emotions control me? This practice of reflection helped them see their mistakes and learn from them. Imagine you have a bad day. Maybe you got angry at someone or made a poor decision. If you write about it, you can see what went wrong and think about how to do better next time. The Stoics knew that without reflection, we repeat the same mistakes over and over. Writing helps us break that cycle. Another reason the Stoics kept journals was to remind themselves of their values. Life is busy, and it's easy to forget what's truly important. The Stoics wrote about their goals, their principles, and what they wanted to achieve in life. For example, Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realizes this, and you will find strength." By writing this down, he reminded himself to focus on what he could control and not waste energy on things he couldn't change. When you write about your values, you keep them fresh in your mind. This helps you stay focused and make better decisions, even when life gets tough. Journaling also helped the Stoics practice gratitude. They believed that no matter how hard life is, there is always something to be thankful for. By writing about the good things in their lives, they trained their minds to see the positive side of every situation. For example, Seneca, another famous Stoic, wrote letters to his friends where he often talked about being grateful for simple things like good health or a kind word from someone. When you write about what you're grateful for, you shift your focus away from problems and toward the blessings in your life. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties, but it helps you maintain a balanced perspective. The Stoics also used their journals to prepare for the future. They knew that life is unpredictable and bad things can happen at any time. To stay strong, they practiced something called premeditatio malorum, which means thinking about the worst-case scenarios in advance. By writing down their fears and imagining how they would handle them, they were better prepared when those situations actually happened. For example, Epictetus, a Stoic teacher, encouraged his students to write about losing their possessions or facing criticism. This way they could mentally rehearse staying calm and focused, even in difficult moments. Writing about your fears doesn't make them go away, but it helps you face them with courage and clarity. Another benefit of journaling is that it helps you track your progress. The Stoics believed in constant self-improvement. They wanted to become better people every day, and writing was a way to measure their growth. By looking back at their old journal entries, they could see how far they had come. Maybe they handled a situation better than they would have in the past, or maybe they noticed a pattern in their behavior that needed to change. Tracking progress gives you a sense of accomplishment and motivates you to keep going. It's like having a map of your journey, showing you where you started and how much you've achieved. Journaling also helps you process your emotions. The Stoics believed that emotions are natural, but they shouldn't control us. Writing about your feelings allows you to understand them better and decide how to respond. For example, if you're feeling angry, writing about it can help you figure out why you're angry and what you can do about it. The Stoics didn't suppress their emotions. They acknowledged them and used reason to guide their actions. When you write about your emotions, you create a space between feeling and acting. This gives you the chance to choose a thoughtful response, instead of reacting impulsively. Another reason the Stoics kept journals was to practice humility. They knew that no one is perfect, and everyone makes mistakes. By writing about their failures and flaws, they stayed grounded and avoided becoming arrogant. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself in his journal to stay humble and treat others with respect. He wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." This wasn't to criticize others, but to remind himself to stay patient and kind, no matter how others behaved. Writing about your weaknesses helps you accept them and work on improving without being too hard on yourself. The Stoics also used their journals to think about their legacy. They believed that life is short, and we should make the most of the time we have. By writing about their goals and the kind of person they wanted to be, they stayed focused on what truly mattered. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Journaling helps you prioritize your time and energy on things that align with your values. When you write about your legacy, you think about how you want to be remembered and what kind of impact you want to have on the world. Finally, journaling is a way to connect with yourself. In today's world, we are constantly distracted by technology, work, and other responsibilities. The Stoics believed in the importance of solitude and self-awareness. Writing in a journal gives you a chance to slow down and listen to your thoughts. It's a moment of quiet in a noisy world. When you write, you can be honest with yourself and explore your deepest thoughts and feelings. This connection with yourself is essential for living a meaningful and fulfilling life. In conclusion, the Stoics kept personal journals because writing helped them reflect, learn, and grow. It reminded them of their values, helped them practice gratitude, prepared them for challenges, and allowed them to track their progress. Journaling also helped them process their emotions, stay humble, think about their legacy, and connect with themselves. You don't have to be a philosopher to benefit from journaling. It's a simple but powerful tool that can help you navigate life's ups and downs with more clarity and strength. If you want to live a more thoughtful and purposeful life, try keeping a journal. Write about your day, your thoughts, your goals, and your struggles. You might be surprised at how much it helps you understand yourself and the world around you. As the Stoics showed us, the act of writing is not just about recording events, it's about creating a better version of yourself.